Hey, what's going on, guys? It's David here from Genzio. We're in Hong Kong at Consensus, and I'm here with Andre of STONfi. Andre, man, how are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, man. We are. It's a wonderful opportunity to be in Asia, in Hong Kong, which is a city that I really like. At one of my favorite events, Consensus never fails, whether you're in Miami or you're here, and it's always nice to just meet new people. So, thank you for coming by as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. Now, you guys are here for a reason, okay?
Yep.
And I'd love for you to take this moment to introduce us to what is STONfi and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Um, STONfi is the leading swap application and swap protocol on Ton blockchain.
Okay.
So first we have our own interface. That's what I call an app. So when people want to swap any Ton-based token, they can go to STON.fi and swap these tokens. But also we have a protocol which powers swaps in our application and also in lots of other applications, because there are wallets, there are games, there are multiple different types of applications, and when they want to enable swaps, they can integrate our protocol, and thus their users can swap Ton-based tokens. So we are Ton-based right now, and we are, well, most people think that we are the go-to and the go-to application and the go-to protocol if you want to swap a Ton-based token. But in the future, we will also introduce cross-chain swaps.
Okay. And can you elaborate on that a little bit, the cross chain?
So now we are Ton-based, meaning
Yep.
that you can swap any Ton-based token.
Yep.
But we believe that blockchains basically, well, all the blockchains, they have this issue that they are isolated. So we want our users and we want all the other users from different blockchains to be able to swap tokens across blockchains.
Yeah.
Technically, it can be done now because there are multiple solutions for that. There are bridges, there are different types of solutions, messaging protocols, everything. But we believe that there is no ideal or perfect solution for that. So we are using a different approach. Of course, it probably won't be ideal because there are no ideal solutions, right? They don't
Whatever it
exist.
is, right?
Right,
Yeah.
they don't exist. Everyone has some kind of a trade-off or something. But we will use a different approach so that users can get access to liquidity from multiple blockchains, and the applications that run on these blockchains can get access to these users. So we are starting with, so we are Tron-based now. The next blockchain we will be using is Tron, and then we will add more blockchains to that.
Okay, lovely. Now, I got to ask because it seems to me that most projects that are using Tone
Yep.
have a name that correlates with Tone, like you guys are Stone.
Yep, correct.
Now, did you come up with this, or what's kind of the inspiration on there?
So when we were thinking about the name, I remember that very clearly. We were thinking that we need to find something which will be somehow connected to Tom,
Tom.
so that users would instantly recognize it and understand that they can use it for Tom.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we should be like have some space to diversify when we want to.
Yeah.
So we can say that STONfi, so it has Ton like part of the name, but at the same time we can go to any blockchain, and I think it'll still work. And also, since we are mostly focused on infra layer now, and for our infra product we have a different name, which is called OmniSTON. Well, basically, it does have Ton inside, but it's very it's a shorter part, right?
Yeah.
So smaller part. And Omni basically means more than Ton in this case. By Omni, well, you know that lots of different products and projects, they use Omni to say that it is like Omni chain something, Omni something.
Yeah.
So in this case, we believe that OmniSTON works for any blockchain.
Okay. And now for our general users, how can you just run us through the process of how they can begin using STONfi? From step one till
There is just one step. So step one, go to STON.fi, and that's it. Basically, you find our product as an end user.
Yeah.
Because for end users, everything is there. They see our interface. They can use it to swap tokens, to provide liquidity, and so on. So for end users, it is as simple as that. For products that integrate our protocol, of course, is different because they don't use the interface. They use the protocol, our SDKs, APIs, and so on. It's different, but all the links they can find there. So again, the first step is just go to STON.fi.
Okay, lovely. Now, Tone, from my understanding, right, is kind of, I don't want to use the word regulated, right, but there are certain places where we can and cannot use this, right?
TON?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you can use it anyway. It depends on the product because multiple products use TON, and some products are available in some countries and are unavailable in some other countries. So it depends on the product. But TON as a blockchain, of course, like you can use it like everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wouldn't say that it is that regulated. It is. Well, but I think it's true for any blockchain, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Right. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about yourself as well. Can you give us a little bit of a background and kind of how you got your foot in the door on this, and what kind of drove you to do what you're doing?
Well, I'm a marketer, and I started working in marketing 20 years ago or something, and I worked mostly with technological projects. I was consulting them, and I also worked in-house. And I started working professionally in crypto in 2017. So, of course, there were some other projects, not STONfi because it didn't exist then. And when we started discussing that we want to build some product for TON, it happened. It was 2021 or 2022, I think, and I was just invited by the founders to join their team, and actually it happened before STONfi was formed. So we were discussing the idea that we want to build something for TON because it was very promising blockchain, and it is still now. And we had multiple ideas, and one of them was to build a swap application and the swap protocol. So some people call them DEXs. So they say that they call them a DEX. So they call such products a DEX, and that's what we did. So basically, it was just we understand that there is Telegram. Telegram has a huge user base. TON was becoming like a native blockchain for Telegram. So I understood that there is business perspective, and that's the reason.
Yeah, Telegram is impressive, especially for the person outside that has no idea what Telegram is. They automatically assumes that it's like maybe scam orientated or anything that's just like negative. Is like, no, Telegram's awesome. And I find myself bringing people that have nothing to do with crypto into Telegram. Like, you should have a Telegram, And no, it's quite remarkable.
Yeah, and that's what we did actually before crypto because Telegram is older than TON, right?
Yeah.
So it was just an awesome messenger. Of course, it can be used for different purposes, like any tool can be used, right? But I believe it's the best messenger out there, and basically the user base it actually speaks for itself, right? So we can see that.
Yeah.
And when you go somewhere, well, of course, I use multiple messengers because I use some of them to communicate with the family. I use some of them for work. I use some of them to, let's say, get all the information because you have channels in Telegram. You have basically, I don't use Slack. I used to use Slack in the past, but now I don't use it.
You don't have
Telegram,
to.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody that a lot of my friends back home, right, that, in their businesses, they like, oh, you're using Notion or using Slack. This is like, we really rely on Telegram, like, for the most part, whether we're sending a file or, an invoice or really anything. And it's the best. I think it's the most intuitive also for like group chats and all that as well.
I would call it a super app. And now we can say that, well, if it's a super app, right, you need some additional features, not just messaging features, but also sometimes you want to think WeChat, right?
Yeah.
So you can pay for something and so on. You can order food and so on. So if we believe that Telegram is some kind of a super app, then they need payments or some kind of payments inside. And when you think that and you understand that this messenger or any other messenger exists in multiple countries, the only viable way to do that is to have crypto built in, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons when we understand that. Yes, that's a cool messenger. Lots of people will be using it and lots of people use it now. They need to have some crypto inside. It just shows you that there is business over it.
Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. Now for STONfi, where would you like to see you guys? I'm like, and I know this is a very difficult question to ask because obviously in the space that we're in, everything is just evolves at such a rapid pace. But let's say, in 2 years down the road, where would you like to see STONfi?
2 years, definitely cross-chain. So our focus is to become an infra layer. So we build infrastructure. Of course, we have both parts. We have application and protocol, but we put more focus on the protocol now. And basically, our application is used as a product which end users can use first, and second, we use it to show how our protocol can be used. Right, so the protocol can be integrated to provide these capabilities for our users and your users if you build an application. And but definitely we will become an infra layer and infra player, and our goal is to connect multiple blockchains so that we become one of the most prominent infrastructural products out there. That's our goal.
Yeah.
In 2 years, I think it's achievable. Well,
Yeah.
depending
Why not?
how you define prominent, but
Yeah.
stuff.
It's one of those things like you say, oh, walk, I'll run,
Yeah.
take a step, I'll jump. You gotta put it out there. So, no, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think we proved that we can do something. Meaning that our team is very capable because our market share on SON is 80 to 90%, although there are multiple similar products.
Yeah.
But our market share is not 80 to 90%, which means that our team is capable. So I believe in our team.
When I'm speaking about your team, what kind of community and camaraderie are you guys building to kind of keep this, engine going?
Currently, we target Telegram audience, and
Yeah.
understand that as any audience, there are people that are tech savvy and not that tech savvy. So that there are lots of people that don't understand technology, they don't want to, and we agree with that basically. So we say that, okay, so you don't want to know that, it's totally fine because we want this experience to be as seamless as possible. So basically, if you're not a geek, you don't want to understand this stuff.
Yeah.
You just want to have a very simple product which you can use, and you can forget about blockchain, you can forget about all this technical stuff. Just use this product to, let's say, swap your tokens if you want these tokens, or quite often these could be something different. So like on the surface, it could be like some traditional use case, but under the hood there will be tokens, blockchain, and all this stuff, but it will be hidden from those users that don't want to know this stuff.
Okay. Yeah, making it very simple for, I don't want to say dumb it down, right? But in a way, yeah, right? Make it simpler for people that don't want to understand it and don't need to understand it, essentially.
Yeah, like let's say split a bill, let's say,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to think about crypto in this case, but under the hood, you will have to have crypto because it'll be very difficult for any product to build that without crypto, because it is very regulated, multiple currencies can be involved, and so on. Of course, there are traditional financial products which do that, but it's a different approach.
Okay. Now, I'd love for you to give some insight to our listeners. Obviously, you're a pioneer yourself, being really, let's say, trailblazer, essentially. What you're doing is laying the path for what's to come. What drives you to do this, as well as, what's some inspiration that you might have personally?
Look, personally, I see this problem every day when I want to swap tokens from one blockchain to another. Okay, quite often these are just stable coins, but sometimes you need USDC on Base, or USDC on Ethereum, or USDT on, let's say, Tron, or USDT on Ton, and so on. But if you want to pay for something, and let's say you have like a counterparty, and they ask you to pay for something, but they ask you to pay in different tokens. So I see that there is a problem because I have something and you want something different, and I need to somehow figure this out. It is technically possible because there are multiple solutions, but lots of them, they are unsafe. I don't trust some of them. Some of them are too expensive, and so on. And that's the problem I face daily.
Yeah.
And we want to fix that. So that's what we're building, and that's our inspiration, to fix this, I would say, issue any blockchain has, because they are isolated by default. And we are fixing that.
And so what is it that you guys are trying to achieve?
We are trying to provide the best user experience, and for that, we are redefining some user experiences. So if you think about DEXs or any application that is like a DEX-like, you have multiple steps there, so multiple features and multiple steps. First you go there, and then you swap a token or tokens, then you provide liquidity, then you stake them, and so on. And a few months ago, we decided that we need to change that, and we launched Athena's USDE on TON and in our application, but we provided a different experience. So now instead of having multiple steps, users just can swap token, provide liquidity, and do it in one step. So it means that it is much easier for them, because they don't need to go to different tabs, different parts of your product. They just, okay, I just want, let's say, earn fees using this token, but you don't have it. So instead of swapping it, then providing liquidity, then staking it, and so on, you just you show your intent, and we do all the hard working under the hood, and it is very easy for the users. And that's what we heard. I heard lots of feedback, and people were saying it is awesome, because now as a user, I don't need to go through all these multiple tabs in my browser. I just do it in one step, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. So it's the first thing. And now the most recent thing is that we launched X stocks, which is a tokenized version of securities. So some people call them tokenized assets, tokenized securities. Some people call them RWAs, and so on. But basically, it is now it's just a token, which means that the people that don't have access to traditional stocks, let's say, or for some reason they don't want to use traditional stocks, they can use them on chain, which is awesome, because maybe it doesn't substitute traditional stocks and traditional assets, but it provides additional experience, which is also very good. And I think it is awesome thing, because it provides more capabilities for multiple users, for those who are in different regions, for those who don't have access to some things, because for multiple reasons, right? And we all know that there are millions of underbanked and unbanked people, and I believe that this on-chain stuff actually provides them with this access, so which is awesome. And I think that our mission in crypto is to do this stuff. We don't mean that we will just remove all the traditional experience. They will exist, and some people will use them. And basically, I think that most people use both at the same time. So we use TradFi, let's say, I use TradFi, I use centralized exchanges, I use decentralized exchanges, because I use them for different
things.
Which is awesome. So the more things, the better.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I do the same thing. Now, where can the viewers follow you guys to stay up to date with what's to come and yourself?
STON.fi, again, all the links are over there, and you can find us and me personally on LinkedIn.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for the chat. Really appreciate it, and I really look forward to seeing what's to come.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gensio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a hive.
We do not understand that we do not know. Ladies and gentlemen,
You're back at the Gensio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.